Hey, this is Justin with Josh.
Hey there.
And we're going to do another Let Us Show You on Shovel Knight. And what we're going to cover is, as you see, we already entered in the Hall of Heroes. And we're going to show you how to unlock the Battletoads and the Kratos encounter.
Woo!
Now, in the Hall of Heroes, you don't have to defeat it or beat it before you actually get this. But fair warning is, you do have to complete it if you didn't beat it yet. Because you can't just grab it and leave immediately.
Nah, you have to finish the encounter, otherwise the door is locked, right?
Basically, it's this corner right here is what you knock out. You can also DuckTales it down to get it. Now, for the Battletoads, you do get something that's called the, yes, we'll see right here, the Curious Map.
Mm-hmm.
And for Kratos, it's called also the Curious Map.
Yeah, apparently they're both they're both curious maps, because you're curious about the maps.
Okay, and after that, like, Kratos will appear on the map as a wandering hero. And, I believe the Battletoads pop up as a secret area called just, the mysterious area.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the same situation, but not non-random hero thing.
Oh, yeah. So, Josh, how did you feel about your Battletoads encounter, man?
I loved it. Honestly, I barely really did much with Battletoads, like the game when I was a kid, you know? Wasn't super into them, though obviously I did the most famous, level of Battletoads. But I loved it. I had a great encounter. I think the writing was great, the music was phenomenal, and overall it was a great encounter.
Yeah, they, like, lived true to the old Battletoads music on there, too. Like,
Oh, yeah. God. You're playing Battletoads. Like, the game is Battletoads is what you're playing. You're just playing as a different character. It turns into a totally different experience.
Yeah, look at it. Like, at first I had, like, you're going down the thing, you're doing the rappelling part where you could, like, go up against the side and turn into a bell, except I don't think you get to do that, but...
No, he turns into the bell. I don't remember the names of the actual toads, honestly, but the toad you're fighting turns into a bell, and then it's actually a really easy encounter, except for one thing. They have some of those flying fan guys with scissors, and I swear I played it twice before noticing that they were cutting my string. Like, and they cut the string or the rope, and you just fall, and, like, no matter how far you are, and you're done.
It's been so long since I played Battletoads, I can't remember that part, but the part I do remember is the damn speeder bikes and how difficult that part was.
Honestly, for the actual boss battle, it wasn't super bad. You know, you're fighting while doing it. It's when you hit the option to drop some gold and redo it again. I seriously must have attempted that 20 times and just could not get to the last thing, because you get about, I think it's 4 or 5 lives to do it.
Oh, damn, I didn't know it limited you on that.
Yeah, you are limited. That's not for the fight, but for the actual, when you're paying to do it. You're limited to, like, 4 lives, I want to say. Maybe it's 5. You're limited to it, and no matter how far you are, it just ends. But you do get checkpoints at the usual checkpoint parts, but it just doesn't matter. And the worst part about it, I made it to right before the last checkpoint, but the last area was vastly different than the boss encounter.
Oh.
So, like, my muscle memory was telling me the wrong things. So I killed off, like, 4 lives back to back to back.
Holy
and
crap.
I just couldn't do it. And then, you know the rule of thumb is when you're doing these kind of things and you're getting frustrated, you will do worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, definitely. The harder you try, the worse you'll do.
Oh, yeah.
And then, what was the last part? It's, like, kind of a combination with all of it?
Yeah, then there's one more fight I'm blanking on. Honestly, it's been a couple weeks since I did the battle. I think the next one, the final thing, yeah, is a combination thing where you're fighting the final Toad leader, and then you have the guy coming in on the what was it, the bike or whatever. You have him, like, appearing from different sides, and the guy rappelling down as well. So you're fighting one Toad, but the other guys are kind of like special weapons, more or less.
Gotcha. Now, that sounds pretty cool. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the Kratos fight. A little different to him. He doesn't, like I mentioned earlier, he actually pops up as a wandering hero, or encounter rather. It looks pretty cool. Like, he's, like, shrouded. You don't know quite who he is, yet you do know who he is. So you get into him, he's like any other encounter. It has this, like, little introduction to it, which he actually looks pretty awesome. I mean, like, he's wearing, like, this cloak around him and a hood. I kind of wish they'd adopt this for the games. That'd be awesome. And then, when he's ready to reveal himself, he jumps up, crashes down, and then, like, 8-bit chiptune God of War music starts playing.
Holy crap. That's awesome.
So good. First fight's a little I mean, he has a pattern to him. He's like any other boss. This one doesn't sound as involved as Battletoads. Battletoads is like it was actually like a level.
Yeah, Battletoads is like a whole experience.
This one was more like I think it was a 2-tier boss fight. Might be 3 tiers. I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
But they're pretty epic. Like, first fight is on a plane. There's 2 pillars across you. Of course, he'll do this like regular God of War moves. He does a little chain hurricane up at you. But he'll also like start dashing side to side and start ripping the pillar down on the side and throwing it at you. Then after you beat that part, the whole ground falls underneath you, and then you are fighting while constantly falling. You have to like jump from pillar to pillar to pillar while fighting him. It gets pretty damn intense.
That's actually pretty awesome sounding.
Yeah, it's an awesome fight, but that's it at the end of it. There's not really much more to it. I mean, that's part I was kind of sad about after watching the Battletoads one.
Well, it still sounds like it's an involved experience, but it's certainly not as involved as certainly the fight as Battletoads. There's more to it. I mean, it's 3 stages for Battletoads versus sounds like 2 for Kratos. And I think there's more nostalgia associated with how they put together Battletoads versus how they put together Kratos.
I have to agree, because the Battletoads fits in this aesthetic right here.
True.
Now, after this, like, you do get a little bit of armor on both things. Now, with Kratos one, he actually drops you a shovel. Then you have to take that shovel over to the armorer. Then he pounds it out and ends up turning it to armor, which is called the Armor of Chaos.
Ooh.
And what that does for you, it kind of gives you a combo, like a Chains of Chaos combo, but, you know, with your shovel. It's kind of hard to explain. In other words, it's like a quick triple tap. And if you kill guys, like, you can get these red orbs that fly out of them, like you'd see in God of War, and that would keep charge up for a power attack, which actually kind of like fires like a projectile. Then they also, some of them also drop blue orbs, which charges your magic.
Interesting.
And I think there's like you can do like the down slash, and like if you can hit it twice, and you'll get like this intense just fire around you and crash down. It does kind of screw up when you're like trying to do those precision bounces off of things, but as far as like landing like a powerful hit on somebody, it's fantastic. But I don't know, it messes my rhythm up when I use it. Other than that, it's pretty awesome, and the combo itself like makes some of the fights easier.
I feel the same way about the Battletoads version, which is the Toad gear, which I felt like also kind of screwed up my, playstyle almost, because I liked it a lot, and, honestly, the green looks really good, but so what it does, it allows you to run faster, it allows you to attack faster, and you do combo hits that end in, like, a Battletoads kind of thing, like a giant boot and things like that.
Actually, from what I saw, it changes the combat system to a Battletoads combat system. Like, it's double right to dash. It has that, like, triple kind of bounce punch that ends with, like, a big boot or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, the combo ends with a big boot kind of thing. I think there's another thing it ends with. You also could do like a power dive by doing down the air. The other thing is you lose out on doing the charge up swing and the drop spark attack, which I love the drop spark attack, which I got so used to using that it made the Toad gear difficult. But yeah, the chargingness of it is really awesome, and the combo is cool. But overall, it actually felt weirdly enough for something that allows you to kind of like jump ahead and run and things like that. It felt like it actually slowed combat for me.
Yeah, it feels off. Like, you get so used to the Shovel Knight just feel of it, but both the armors kind of, it mixes it up a bit. It's probably something you can get used to.
Oh, sure.
But it feels so different. Now, you mentioned with the Battletoads stuff, is this just a level, or is it when you're wearing the armor, period? Like, when you pause it, it kind of does a different music to it?
And not when you're wearing the armor, I don't believe. At least I never noticed it with the armor, but I kind of got used to it, so it's certainly possible. But during, like, for instance, when you're doing any of the Battletoads fights, and when you're replaying the motorcycle level, it'll actually play Battletoads, like, classic music, the dun 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 kind of thing, and it's really freaking awesome. Like, all the music of Battletoads, even for someone like myself who's only limitedly played it, it's still nostalgia-driven to an extreme. And that's a lot of where the fun is. But it's not even just, also, this is not just levels, as I said, you can replay the motorcycle thing, but there's this whole area with all the Battletoads, and then all the Frog and Toad characters are also there with new dialogue. And, like, you can see the Battletoad ship off in the distance. There's a lot going on with what they did for the Xbox.
So, I guess that's roughly it. That covers everything we wanted to cover here. A nice
I think so, yeah.
Extra overview of the special encounters for the Xbox One and PS. Actually, we'll just call it the Sony release, because it's on every platform for Sony.
Indeed.
So, I hope you enjoyed, and this is Justin and Josh signing off.